All right. That's how we bring it in. Set it off with some piano jazz. This is Coffee and Charts Live, volume 37. It appears that audio is good, audio and video from what I'm seeing. So hopefully that will continue to be the case. Continue to be the case. Um, oh, excuse me. Yawning. It's power nap time. Um, for those of you, well, before we even do that, everyone who's making their way on, please make sure that the first thing that you do is like and share the video from whatever platform you're on. If you're tuning in from Facebook, be sure to follow the TeamAlliance Facebook page and to also turn on the little bell. There's a little bell icon. Turn that on so that you receive all notifications. This will give you the best chance of being notified when I do go live. If you're tuning in from YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube channel, turn on the bell notifications. Also, like and share the video. If you're tuning in from Twitter, like and share the video. Also, retweet on Twitter. And if you are not already a member of the public TeamAlliance Facebook group, be sure to join that. If you're on YouTube or on Facebook, even on Twitter, you'll see the link underneath in the description box for the TeamAlliance Facebook group. If you're not already in it, join the group right now. Do that now. What that will do is ensure that you receive a notification no matter what, because for whatever reason, anytime a notification goes through in Facebook groups, you get it. All right. So when I go live and I post in the group, you'll get a notification for that, even if you missed it from the platforms. All right. All right. So very important that you do all of that. Um, so we're gonna do some live observation of the markets. Well, for me, it's only one market that I'm going to be looking at, which is the euro dollar. This is a foreign exchange market that we um, observe, and we actually trade the instrument that we use on. So we use a particular instrument called a binary option. That instrument is available exclusively on the NADEX platform. And these instruments really make it possible for us to utilize our understanding of the market in a way where we can consistently be profitable when we trade the binaries. All right. This is very important because the reason that we'll win our trades is not because we pick good trades, it's because we understand the market. And that is very important to understand. That's how we're able to do it. So the reason that we'll be profitable is because we interpret market movement with precision. Understanding the market's movement is how you will win or be profitable in your trade. Period. The reason that you'll win, knowing why you win, is because you understand the movement of the market itself. So for those of you new, if this is your first time here, if this is your first time tuning in, if you're new to the TeamAlliance content, um, TeamAlliance is where you come to learn how to elevate to professional level trading. So what I'm going to be sharing is just my insight and my thoughts with regards to that. And I'm also going to help familiarize any of you who may be new with the platform and with what binaries are, and with why this is the best way for you to take a skill set, learn it, and then apply it over and over again to achieve the same outcome. The process that is what will allow you to become a professional trader. That is what will allow you to be consistently profitable when you do trade. The binaries are going to allow you to capitalize at a very high level financially because of the ability for us to scale up the size of the trades. So put it like this. Every time that you trade, whatever that trade is in that moment, the outcome will be the same regardless of how much money you have involved in the trade. It doesn't matter how big or how small that trade is for you. The outcome is the same regardless. So it doesn't even matter that you either traded or did not trade at the time. Whatever the outcome is, it would have been that regardless. Let me say that again. No matter what goes on, whatever you see in the market, that's what it is. Whatever the outcome of a trade is that you saw, that's what the outcome would have been, whether you were in the trade or not. It's very important that you understand that, because what it means is that it doesn't matter how big or how small your trade is. Sometimes people get confused when they see contracts and, oh God, look at how much money is on this trade, thinking that the outcome will be different just because you have more money on the trade, just because your risk is more on the trade, just because you have a larger contract size. And I need to tell you off the rip that it has nothing to do with you or your contract size. On NADEX, the platform doesn't know who you are. It doesn't know that you're trading. It doesn't identify you. Hey, I see Henry trading on here. I'm gonna make Henry lose a trade. That's not what's going on. No one's looking at your account. No one's looking to see if you're trading. It's not personal. People fall victim to the market because they don't understand the movement of the market. That's it. The only reason that you lose your trades is because you didn't understand the movement of the market at the time that you took your trade. So it's important for you to understand that dynamic before you trade. So before you even start doing anything with trading or in the market, you need to take the time to actually understand the market. Makes sense, right? Now, as much sense as that makes, most people don't do it. What do most people do? Make a deposit and start trading. That's what most people do. Sign up for some signal service or buy some strategy, and then they go to work. They go to work on losing. And I don't want that to be you. That's why this channel, this, content, TeamAlliance, everything that you are going to be exposed to here is going to be educational first. So I know people, they are curious to know, man, I wonder how he trades, and, how is he able to trade and win all the time like that. I want to do that. I don't understand how he wins consistently like that. I want to be able to do that. Oh man, look how many contracts he has on that trade. So you're seeing all of these things and you are enticed by the glamour of it. Naturally, there's going to be some glamour associated with winning. So when people see that you're winning, they want to know how they can do that too. And I understand. So that's why I take the time to help you to understand. I take the time to explain how I do it. The very first thing that you have to work on is you before you even consider doing this. So that means your mindset has to be addressed first. And if you don't take the time to address that first, you'll get into trades, you'll win some, and then inevitably you'll lose. And when you lose, it's like you took 10 steps back. That's what it feels like. You'll win, you're taking 1 step forward. You lose, you're taking 10 steps back. Because the loss has an emotional effect on you, for one. What exacerbates it is the fact that you don't know why you lost. So I'm kind of already into what I wanted to start talking about. But even before I do that, the simplicity of binaries is actually one of the reasons why a lot of people don't succeed with the binaries. It's because they assume that it's super simple and that you can just go ahead and find trades. It's so simple, just find a good setup and you'll make a lot of money with these binaries. Sounds good, but is that what you do? No, it's not. What do you end up doing? What you end up doing is making a deposit, you bought a strategy, and you started using the strategy to take trades. And all the strategy is another word for your trade setup. That's all it is. So you take that strategy or that method and you start looking in the market for the method to present you with these trades, right? Oh, what you do is you wait for this and you wait for that. You wait until this happens and that happens. And then when that happens, then you take the trade. So you're doing that. You're following whatever the strategy is. And what will happen is you'll win. Let me show you how easy it is to win a trade. Watch. See this box? This box on the top and on the bottom represents lines. The top of the box represents, for example, this particular strike price, this option right here. Bottom of the box represents this one, the one underneath. And if you look at the candles, right now you got 2 blue candles inside the box. I'll zoom in. 2 blue candles in the box right now, right? And as a matter of fact, let me move it over so that we can see all the candles that are actually in the box. So in total, we have 2 red candles, and now you have a blue one, and then you have a doji here, and then a red one that's forming now. So these candles represent what the market's doing. They represent what the market is doing as far as movement. The candles are showing you how the market's moving, how far the market is moving. And it's also showing you the behavior of the movement. A lot of information just by looking at the candles. What the box is showing you is the fact that for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, going on 6 minutes, the market has been contained within 2 strike prices. The one on the top here and the one at the bottom here. So the market literally has been moving within these two price levels. How do I know that? Because all of the candles are inside the box. The box represents the two price levels, the one on the top and the one on the bottom. So if I see all the candles are inside of my box, I know that the market has been contained within the two price levels, the top one and the bottom one. Now, you see how simple that is? It's so simple that someone will take what I just showed. They'll take this little bit of information and they'll, in their mind, start thinking about trades. Oh, wow. Look how the market's staying in the box. Man, I can find a trade. What if I just took trades when the market was in the box? And someone literally will turn this box into their strategy. I know this for a fact. Like, people have done this. They've actually told me, Mark, I won 5 trades using your box. What's so crazy is that they think that the box is a strategy. That already is the first part of them messing everything up. They actually think that the box is a strategy. I'm going to take the box. I'm going to use that. Man, that box is amazing, man. It's like the market just loves to stay in the box. You have it all wrong. It's just one tool that we use to recognize what the market is doing at the time. If you go ahead and you take that alone and try to trade, you're going to mess everything up. And people have done that, and people have messaged me and told me that they've taken trades and they've won trades because of the box. So understand, like, where I'm going with this. The box is a tool. The box is not God. And what happens is the way that people process information, they're looking for God. Hold on. See, you're looking for the be all end all, the holy grail. You're literally looking for God. You're looking for something that will guarantee that you're going to get them wins. And because you're looking for it, you actually miss it. See, the closest that you'll get to it is actually already within you. It's called your mindset. Oh, wait. Let's say that again. Let's say that one more time. Closest you're going to get to it is in your mindset. So now what happens is the market to you becomes the devil, because texting my son back, because the market is going to do something that you don't like. At some point, the market will do something that you do not like because you're not even in alignment with the market. You're simply taking one particular thing and trying to make it God. And in the process of you doing that, you start to hate the market, and you think the market is the devil now because you lost your trade. So this is how you emotionally react to it. So now it's, this freaking market. I hate the market. Oh, the market is dangerous. Oh, the market is the worst. The market is crazy. Market to take your money. And you now have this love-hate thing going on because you're like, damn, well, let me try it again. This time I'm gonna put some indicators on there with the box too. Let me see if I can use some indicators so I can figure out how not to get in that, get caught up in one of those pops. Because you probably got caught up in a position change. Or you could have just got caught up in the market doing what it was already doing, but you didn't know what it was doing. You thought the market was going to just be in the box, and the market had big ass candle activity going on, and you didn't realize that because you don't understand the market at all. So you're taking the box, again, you're trying to turn the box into this God that's just going to give you what you asked for. And that's not what happens, because that's not the way that this works. See, there is no be all end all. There is no holy grail for you. Oh, but Mark, you win all your trades. Yeah, I win my trades not because I have God in something that I'm using. See, this idea of the be all end all. Well, Mark, you got the holy grail. You got a crystal ball because you be knowing what the market's gonna do. Listen to what you just said. You just said, I know what the market's gonna do. You didn't say, well, you be picking good trades. See? And I'm telling you guys, I'm sharing what people have told me. People have said this to me. Mark, how do you know what the market's going to do? They're not saying, man, how do you pick those trades? Because they're right on the cusp of understanding. See, they almost there. But there's still the mindset part that you got to deal with. So you're asking me, Mark, I don't understand, man. Like, man, you be knowing what the market's going to do. It's because I have developed the mindset, the patience, and the discipline to observe and wait. The reason I know what the market's going to do is because I know what the market is doing. So it's not really that I know what the market's going to do. I'm aware fully of what the market is doing, and I respect whatever it's doing. What am I saying? If I know that the market's not stable, what do? I stay out of it. See? That's what's different. On the other hand, instead of you staying out, you'll see the market not stable and you'll still be looking for trade setups. You're still looking for trades to set you up. And then when they set you up, you're totally confused by why. See? All it was is you basically flipping a coin. And when you're flipping a coin, you can only flip heads and be right, but for so long. You're not going to be able to do that indefinitely. You understand? You can't do that over a longer period of time. The more coin flips that you actually take, the more you're decreasing your chance of it landing on heads. You don't increase it by flipping more. You decrease it by flipping more. See? So when that inevitable tails comes, you don't know why it came. See? Because to you, your God was whatever you were using to enter the trade. That was God to you. And I'm bringing this down in a very particular way so that you understand the emotions that goes on with you when you start to experience the market. This is how you start to actually feel about the market. You start to hate it. Oh, I hate this market. I hate NADEX. And see, I don't want you to get to that point, all because of what you chose to do. Because you're literally making the decision not to be cooperative with the market. You're taking it upon yourself to try to trade. But you're trading without knowledge. You're trading without understanding. You can't interpret the movement. You don't know what the movement means. You have no idea. It's just like you looking at this right now. Look, I'll give you an example. Just now on this binary, right? You see this red candle that came down to this line? The first thing a person is probably thinking is, you know what? Look at that. Look at that momentum. This thing is going down. It's going to go through that line. What does the market do on the next candle? It opens up directly on the line. Matter of fact, right above the line. And it goes back in the other direction. It moves even further than it came. Look at this candle. Look. You see the distance of this candle? The move back in the other direction went even further than this did. On the next candle. So this is what I mean about understanding movement. Do you know what this means? Like, do you know why? Why did the market do that just now? See? So as soon as you ask why, you have to begin to make sense out of the movement. And if you haven't been studying and observing the movement, you won't know why. See? I know why. Because there's reversal energy present. And we already knew that. I knew that all the way back here. I've known that since back here. There's reversal energy in the market. And at the same time, the market is also stabilizing simultaneously. So now what are you going to do with that? Two things going on. Market still has reversal energy and it's in transition at the same time. What do? What do you do when your setup comes? See? So now what happens is you don't know what I just said. You don't know reversal energy still present, and you really don't know that the market is in transition into stability. So what you do is you just take your trade setup. But what you're really doing is flipping a coin because you have no knowledge of the market's movement. This is crazy. See, this is breaking it all down for you. This is breaking it down. And this is how you get caught up when you're in a trade. You ever be in a trade and the market just does something out of nowhere? You're like, damn, what the hell was that? You're trying to figure out what that was. And I'm going to tell you what you be doing. What you're doing is you're taking your trade setup and you're expecting every trade setup to have the same outcome. Listen, you're expecting the same outcome from every setup you take. And I don't just mean a win. You're expecting the market to move the same way. You're expecting the market to do the same thing because it looks the same way that the last trade setup looked. You understand? But what you're doing is you're using trade setups as your perspective when you look at the market. And if you do that, you're putting the trade first when you should put the market first. So you need to actually spend more time observing the market to know what behavior is present. You need to observe just to recognize what behaviors are. Can you tell me what they are? What they mean? Why did that happen just now? Why didn't I do that last time when you took the same trade? See, these are questions you'll ask. Damn, it didn't do that last time. Oh, well, maybe it's because of the session. Last time I was trading during the Asian session. All right, that's what it is. I shouldn't be trading during the New York session. The session has nothing to do with it. The market will do whatever it wants to in either session. The problem is you. You're not taking the time to observe. You're also depending on your setup. See, I'm explaining to you why you lose your trades. And the worst part of it is that you win some of them. So you'll say, but Mark, I win 8 out of 10 though. Right. But why do you lose the 2? Why? So if you can't answer why you lose 2, you really can't answer why you win 8 either. You can't answer anything. And I'm explaining why. It's because your thought process is trades first. That's why. And you have to reverse that. You can't continuously do that. Because if you keep doing that, you'll achieve the same outcome from that. What has the outcome from that been up to now? Some wins and most losses. Right? So if you want to stop that, you're going to have to stop trading like this. Matter of fact, you're going to have to stop trading, period. Because you need time for observation to actually align yourself with the market and learn movement. That's what you need to do. So again, this is why ultimately you will develop professional level trading, because you're learning the market from the professional perspective. See, professionals look at the market's movement. They don't focus so much on trades. They're studying the market. They're looking. See? And when they see something that they recognize, that's when they create the setup. So they build the trade setup around the market, not the other way around. They don't look at the market and try to jump into a setup that they see. And this is professional on any level. I don't care what you trade. Stocks, same thing. Futures, same thing. The folks that are successful in trading, regardless of what platform, what instrument, what market, they all are doing what I'm describing. All of them. Anyone who's successful is doing it the way that I'm describing. They look at the market first. Then they build their setup around what they see in the market. They don't go into the market looking for a trade. This is heavy elevation today. This is going to help a lot of people. This is going to help a lot of folks. Yep, a lot of people who've been losing and just can't seem to become consistent. It's going to help y'all. But Mark, I'm not sure. So Mark, are you saying I need a better strategy? No, I'm saying that you don't need a strategy. What you need to do is to work on your mindset so that you develop patience and discipline to wait for the market. There's a difference. You need patience to observe. Discipline not to do dumb shit while you wait. Listen to what I just said. The discipline not to do dumb shit while you wait. That's heavy. Heavy stuff. Let me come over to the comments real quick. Let me see who's over here. Nico, 49 minutes into training, 7:36. You said you're giving us the tools to build the perfect trade. Ooh, this is crazy. I just said this. Wow. I didn't even read the comments yet. And I just said this just now. Tools to build the perfect trade. The box is just one tool to use with others to win. Bingo. Bingo. Just one of the tools. This is hard, Shani. But what you do have is God-like discipline. They missing that part. I must confess. What's happening, Charles? What's up, Chip? What is market movement? And can we understand it on other time frames? Market movement is exactly that. It's the market moving. You Okay. This is actually a very good question because it's going to force me to dig deeper. And now I'm seeing your second question. This is very good. Very good. Okay, so I see that you've actually been watching the content. So is movement the same as behavior? Yes. Movement is what the market is always doing. Behavior is how the market is doing it. Does that make sense? Think of it like this. Your kids are doing shit all the time. They doing something, right? They're either doing something that you approve of or they're misbehaving. They're doing something you approve of or they're doing something else. Either way, they're doing. The doing is the market moving. It's always happening. What's funny is that people think that the way that we trade means that we wait for the market to do nothing. The market never is doing nothing. The market is always doing something. Question is, do you know what it is doing? Does this make sense? So movement, if you so in other words, when we say trading, what are we saying? I want to learn how to trade. I don't really think that that's what you mean. And this is for anyone. If any people out there in internet land, if however you're accessing this live stream, if you see this in the future, whenever, listen to me. You're saying you want to learn how to trade, but what you really mean is you want to learn how to win trades. That's what you really mean. You want to learn how to be profitable when you trade. That's what you mean. Yes. Because otherwise, what does trading mean? People trade every day, but they're not profitable trading. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. Do you want the sometimes? See? So when you say, I want to learn how to trade, you don't really mean that. I'm trying to help you to define what you do mean. What you mean is, I want to learn how to be profitable when I trade. That's it. That takes it to the next level. I want to learn how to be profitable when I trade. So now this forces you to do something that everyone else is not doing, clearly, because everyone else pretty much is not profitable. So we can't do what they're doing, right? We can't do that because they're not profitable. So how are we going to do that if we want to be profitable? See? So now we have a foundation. Now we have somewhere to start from. So we can go on now. So okay, Mark, so what does that mean? What's next? Well, what are we trading? Aha. See? And for us, we're trading an instrument that is the most lucrative instrument that you can trade based on market movement. Listen to what I just said. It's the most lucrative one. You get paid the fastest. Our trades typically are under 60 seconds. We're not even in a trade for a minute. So everything that leads up to the trade that we end up in is primarily us focusing on the movement of the market first, because we need to know how the market's moving to know whether or not it makes sense to trade now. Listen. So we take our time to fully understand the movement of the market, identify behavior. Mark, I hear you say instability. What does it mean? It means not stable. And guess what? There are more than one perspective of seeing it. So when you hear me mention layers of stability, now we're getting into the perspectives. So movement, let's understand movement always happening, always going on. How it's moving, ding, 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 ding. That's what we need to know. That's what we need to know. So let's observe so that we can understand. And this is where observation comes in. What's the first thing we should do, Mark? Well, first thing we need to do is look. We need to watch the market. Let's see what the market is doing. Let me give you an example, a visual. If I just got on the platform and I opened up the chart and this is what I see, first thing I do, take my box and I identify where the relevant strike prices are. My box goes right there. Next thing I do, just visually, I'm looking at these big candles. And I immediately, from looking at the big candles, I know that there's too much movement. Listen to what I said. Too much movement. What does that mean? It means that the candles are too big. What does that mean? It means that there's too much distance. The market is traveling too far. What does that mean? If the market is traveling this far in one direction, what's stopping it from traveling that far in the opposite direction? So you'll see a candle big as hell going one way, and the very next candle can be the same size or bigger going back the other way. Is that the type of behavior that you would want to be in if you're in a trade? If you entered a trade and the trade was for a sell and the market's going down, but you're entering at a time when there's a lot of movement, there's distance. So it's a big candle going down. You're saying to yourself, wow, look at that. Yeah, I like that, man. Look at that thing go. Because it's moving in your direction. It's going down. You sold, it's going down. You feel good. But you're dealing with a binary, meaning that there's time. There's time on the clock. So if in 60 seconds, the market is moving substantially going down, if behavior is present, such as reversal energy, guess what will happen? The market will take that same momentum and it'll turn around, just like a U-turn. Boop, turn around, it'll go just as fast, just as far in the other direction. Listen, this is good because I'm trying, like what I'm doing is I'm helping you understand movement and I'm helping you to understand why we avoid certain movement. We avoid big candles. We don't want nothing to do with big candles. Why? Because what I'm describing is what happens during big candle activity. If you don't recognize reversal energy when you see that market going one way, you don't even know it's there yet. So do you want to find out by being in a trade? Is that how you want to find out? Because you can trade all day. Go ahead and take the trade. See what happens. What will happen is you're going to win some of them and you're going to lose some of them because some of them, when you enter that trade, will have reversal energy in the market and you didn't know it. So you should only trade what you do know. Hold on. You said you want to learn how to trade. And I corrected you. You actually want to learn how to win trades. So if you want to learn how to win trades, then you can't trade what you don't know. Is this making sense? Let me come back over. This is good, man. This is good. I thought yesterday was good. This is good today. Wow. I'm impressing myself. Shit. This is good today. This good today. Damn. Wow. Yo, if y'all don't catch these nuggets today, yeah, this is crazy today. Bars. For real. That whole segment just now gave me goosebumps. Walker, that train at 229 was refreshing. Got me thinking about taking the whole quarter off just to focus on waiting to see MRMH. Heavy. The trainers do that, man. The trainers definitely do that. Angel, listen to the market. She'll give you the strategy. She's also going to tell you when the strategy will win or lose. Become her therapist and get paid. Angel been deep these last couple days. She said, become her therapist. Oh, shit. Craziest part is you literally repeating the same thing every training. Exactly. Getting the discipline downloaded into the subconscious is like planting a seed in diamond hard soil, right? Because your BS is the hard soil. Yes, indeed. Kerry, what's going on? I appreciate you too. Walkers, sometimes shit for the bird is like taking a deep breath to dive into the water of abundance and then suddenly getting gut punch right before going below the surface. Wow. He said, bringing you right back up to gasp for air and inhale them bad habits again. Well said, Walker. Well said. You wouldn't be able to say that if you ain't know it. That's a very good way to describe it. EJ, you've been playing, huh? Man. Mark, you know the market ain't nothing to play with. Market guide class in session. Yes, indeed. Richard, good question. No, I would recommend using the 1 minute chart. I would recommend using the 1 minute chart because within a 5 minute candle, you have 5 1 minute candles, right? The activity going on in the market, you really can't see unless you drill down. And you need to know what the market is doing now. So like 5 minutes can go by and the market can perform multiple behaviors in the 5 minute period. But you want to be able to identify when the market is performing good behavior over a period of time, meaning like 5 minutes or longer. So in order to be able to see that with more efficiency, you need to drill down to the 1 minute. Because if you got a 5 minute chart up, you can't see all the intricacies of what took place during one 5 minute candle. You understand? So for that reason, yes, 1 minute. Yesterday and today, he said, well, all of it. Yeah, it's always fire, but some days it's just like extra special. Yeah, yesterday was definitely one of them days. And today is so far as well. Yes, essentials. There you go. Coffee and charts this week. OMG, like Sue Surf. Summer Madness 11, 3-0. Yep. Yeah, he did John dirty. He did John dirty. Angel, until you know what it's doing, it's unstable to you. Ooh. Oh, hold on. Very good. Very good. Until you know what it's doing, it's unstable to you, and you work up from there. The work required to be worth the bag. That's hard. That's hard. Yeah, Angel, you need to relax before you make me get off of this live. Make me do a walk off. Yeah, that was really good. It's unstable to you until you know what it's doing. Let's go. And that's what it is. This is exactly why people will say, man, the market's crazy. In other words, I don't understand any of this shit. That's what they're really saying. Oh my God, the market is crazy. You know, no, don't mess with the market, man. You'll lose your money. No, I'm not going to lose my money. Actually, I'm not going to do what you did. I'm going to actually learn how to understand the market so that I can just consistently make money. That's what I'll do. See, because scared money ain't going to make no money. You're scared of the market because you don't understand the market. And that scared money is what you're going to give away all the time. You give away scared money. See? Crazy. Yeah. Yeah, go get some ramen. Go ahead. Go get yourself some ramen. Yeah, but it's so interesting when, I mean, like for me, I come in contact with so many different types of people, and it just shows me all of the different thought processes that people have a tendency to have. Like, to me, I look at it all as the same. Until you understand, you don't understand. And it doesn't matter if you think that you understand. See, a lot of people will come into this industry and they think they know something. Well, Mark, I've been trading for 3 years. That don't tell me much. I've been on NADEX for 2.5 years. I decided a couple of years ago to switch to NADEX. And I've been here ever since. And how have you done? Well, I'm hoping I can become consistent. So in other words, you're losing. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, you could have just said that out from the gate. See, but people won't say that because they think that the time that they've been on the platform means something. All it means is that you've been losing for that long. Crazy. That's all it means. And you got to be honest, So you being honest will open up the door to you finally coming into knowledge that will help to change the trajectory of where you're going to go from now. See, don't focus on what you did in the past. I don't care how long you've been on NADEX. I don't care how long you've been trading. Nobody cares. Bottom line is, are you profitable now, homie? See? That's what everyone wants to know. Well, you making money now? Well, I've been on NADEX for 4.5 years. It doesn't matter. There's people been on NADEX longer than me. They definitely don't understand the market the way I do. So just because you've been on the platform longer than me, that doesn't validate anything other than the fact that that's how long you've been losing for. That's it. See? So again, if you want to change that, you've come into knowledge. If you have run into this live stream or any content here, you've come into knowledge. So submit to the knowledge. That's it. If I use 1 minute, would any of those candles be better to understand its movement than others? Yeah. Yeah, when you start seeing smaller candles, you're getting a better idea of what we want to see in the market, because that's one layer of stability. So the layers that represent stability, as far as the candles, smaller candles represent range. Range is the first indication of stability. That's the first layer. When the market starts to range, it means that the market is moving less. So it's traveling less distance. Just think about it. Let's compare. Let's compare right now. You see this big candle right here? Let's see how big this candle is. This candle, 7562, that's 13. This candle is 13 micropips. Let's go to this one. This one is 5. Yes? That's 5. 65 minus 60. Let's go to this one. This one is 3. No, excuse me. This one is 5. So about the same size. Let's go to the next one. This one's 4. Now, just with the candles I have looked at, I looked at this one, I looked at this one, and this one. And you can see visually that these two are much smaller than this big one. Now, 13 micropips is how far the market moved in this 1 minute period. It's the reason why the candle is so big. Bigger candle because there's more actual movement. There's more distance. Smaller candle over here, there's less movement, less distance. Both are 1 minute. Both are showing you what happened in 60 seconds. So if there was all of this movement over here in 1 minute, and then you start to see the market move less, and subsequently, look at what happened also. There's even more less movement. Now, when you have less movement, look at what happens to the market relative to the strikes. Up here, you had these big ass candles, market staying in between the lines for 2 minutes. What do I mean? Look, this is one move here. Boop, another move here. Boop. In less than 3 minutes, the market was no longer in between these two price levels. So if I had my box up here, how many candles do you have in the box here? 2.5 candles. You got this one in the box, this one is in the box, and actually this one touched the bottom, and then this one violated the bottom. So the market only stayed in the box for 2 minutes. What is that telling us? It's letting us know that the market only stayed between these two strike prices for 2 minutes. Let's move on. 2 minutes compared to, and let's just measure from here. If we look at this first candle, market in the box, and let's count how many candles remain in the box after this one. So you got this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So for 10 minutes, the market is in between these two strikes, these two lines, these two prices, right? 10 minutes versus 2 minutes. So what is that telling you? Wow. When there's less movement, the market stays in between the strikes for longer. What is that indicating, or what is that helping you with? Well, the longer it stays in between the strikes, that's giving me an opportunity to know the outcome if I trade. Exactly. So just this one, like I'm just showing you one example using two layers. I use the box and I use range. And all range is less movement or less distance within each 1 minute candle. So you have a range and you have the market staying inside the box for a longer period of time. 10 minutes in the box versus 2 minutes. All because the market is ranging. So as the market ranges, it stays in the box for longer. And we can keep going even further and start looking at how it was actually moving. Look, this candle right here, the market actually has a wick on the bottom. So you can see, all right, it moved down here, but it ended up here. But altogether, how much movement was it? This was a total of 4 micro pips. This one here, same thing, wick on the top. So it opened, went up, came back. But how big was it? How much distance was there? This one had 5 micro pips. Now, mind you, both of them are contained inside the green box. But I'm right now looking at the movement. It opened at 5.9, went up to 6.3, came back down to 5.9. So it opened up, went up by 5, and then came back down to close where it started. It's letting me know, all right, you see how the market's moving in the range and in the box. So I'm recognizing behavior. All of this is representation of the market stabilizing. It's letting me know, all right, it's moving less, staying in the box for longer, and the market movement is starting to do this less. Because you only had 2 candles here with the wicks on them. And then you had another one here. So you had 3 candles with wicks on them. And you had about 4, 5, 6 candles without wicks on them. And as you continue to observe, when you see more of that happening, meaning that, well, what's dominating in the market? Smaller candles. There's more of them now. Market is in the box. That's 2. Look at the candles and look at how the candles are looking. How many candles got wicks on them? Now you only got a couple of them. Most of them don't have no wicks. Look at how the market shows you how it's actually stabilizing. It's letting you know it stabilizes. So now when you recognize this activity and you identify what this is, you see, okay, these represent the layers of stability in the market. Wow. That's powerful for me. Let's see if a trade comes. So now whatever way you want to trade, when you understand that you have stability present, it's explaining why the market is doing what it's doing. So when you enter into a trade and then that trade stays above your line that you entered into, so if you bought, market stays above the line and you win the trade. But before you did that, you knew it was going to stay because you already saw that behavior present. You see how powerful that is? You already saw that the market was doing that. So it didn't have anything to do with the trade yet. You identified the behavior first. See? And that's how you position yourself to consistently be profitable, because you're going to win trades, but you know why you're winning. You don't hope that you win. Your confidence level is on a whole nother level now. So now you can use NADEX to your advantage. Now NADEX is powerful for you because you understand how to win consistently, not because of the trades, but because of your understanding of the market movement. You understand how the market moves. You recognize when it stabilizes. Then you take your trades when they come. See? Until you recognize stability, what do? Nothing. You don't do anything. You just watch or not. Log out. Go do some other shit. Nah, market's doing too much right now. I'm out. Excuse me. I'm out. And like I said, this is, so now that you're equipped with this knowledge, look at what happens now. Now you're able to start with one contract on this platform, $100. And all you're going to do is consistently win every trade when you enter because of the knowledge. Not because of the trade, because of the knowledge. And because you're winning consistently, it means that you can scale up consistently now. More contracts. Compound them. More. We're going to put more. Scale up. More contracts. We can get more. There's more money in the account. We can put more contracts on this trade, on this next one coming up. Next thing you know, you do that 30 times. And you grew your account from one contract to hundreds of contracts. So now the same trade when you first started, you made $18 on. After 30 trades, you make $5,400 on the same trade. Mind you, it's the same trade. It's not a different trade. See, this is what I explained at the beginning of the live. It's not a different trade because you have more contracts on it. It's the same trade. That's the part right there that blows my mind. It's the same trade. So the same thing you were doing when you had one, you'll be doing the same thing when you have 100, when you have 200 contracts, 3. However high up you want to go, doing the same thing. Same process. Equipped with the knowledge. It's a whole nother level, man. This is a whole nother level. Rose said, the time means nothing. I found NADEX 2018, traded and lost for 2 months, but I understood that it worked. I just didn't understand it. Then I found y'all in August 2021. That's all that matters. Bingo. Bingos. Yep. Thomas, folks get tight because they fully understand why. They don't understand. When people accept the fact that they have the lack of knowledge, they can now use that lack as an asset. TA. Very good. Very good. Yeah, Richard, I understand what you're saying. And it's, I mean, see, like certain words you eventually stop using, like trend. Because trend is insinuating a direction, uptrend, downtrend. And what that can do is confuse you when it comes to movement. Movement is not limited to just what direction the market is moving in at the time, which is what a trend is. That's all a trend represents. But what happens when the market moves fast and far one way in 1 minute, and just as fast and just as far in the other direction the next minute? What direction is it trending in? So you see how that can confuse you? It's not trending in either direction, but there's still momentum and there's still speed in the market. See? So that's why we don't even, I don't use those words, trend, and I don't certain words I stop using altogether because it will confuse you. The trend is not why you're going to win. Understanding how it's moving and knowing whether or not that makes sense to be a part of, that's how you're going to win. See, because we don't trade in all behaviors. We only trade in one behavior. It's called stability. And that's why you have to learn how to recognize stability in the market. And I gave a good example of how to do so for the last 20 minutes. Definitely elevation. Yeah, Jamal, you prophesied on this one. You know, it's funny too. When you first said that, I said, I wonder why he said that. Like, I didn't know where this was going, to be honest. I really didn't. But it's very interesting that you said that, like, out the gate. Matter of fact, let me see how many comments were we in. Everybody was saying what's up. Yeah, he came out of nowhere at 127. This is what he said. He said, this is going to be one for the books. He was seeing the future. Sure was. Crazy. Angel, until you approach the chart with absolutely no fear or any emotions at all, really, you shouldn't trade. If you're afraid, you don't know the market well enough. Indeed. And even if you're not afraid, people are confident in trades a lot of times and still lose. So it's not even that your confidence ensures the win. If you're confident in a coin flip, you'll still lose potentially. You can be confident and still be flipping the coin. So you want your confidence to be aligned with when the coin has heads on both sides of the coin. Then it changes. Now your confidence is backed up by your actual knowledge. See, sometimes your confidence is not backed up by knowing. Your confidence is just backed up by you not being scared. So you like, yeah, I'm ready to go. You're like, you're not afraid to do it and you don't have fear, but it doesn't stop the fact that it's still a coin flip. So what we're doing is we're aligning the confidence with heads on both sides of the coin. Changes everything. Good stuff. Yes, commitment is a better word to use than trend is. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yes, today's crazy. Today's crazy. Different type of juice, man. Yeah, we know better than to mess around with Juice Man. We ain't playing with him. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But I've enjoyed these questions. These questions today were really good. Richard, I appreciate the questions. Someone else seemed like had asked something. Or maybe that was still Rich. It might have been Richard asking questions the whole time. But yeah, the questions were good. Very good questions. The reason I like those questions is because Richard actually is asking market questions. You know that's right up my alley. Like I won't I'm not gonna answer trade questions. But he wasn't asking those. He was asking market questions. So shout out to Richard. Good stuff. Good stuff. Speaking of trade questions, here comes a trade question. As soon as I say that, here come Osby with a trade question. Spoke too soon. But let me see what he said. Mark, from your many observations, what's the highest number of consecutive trading opportunities in 5 minute intervals have you seen the market offer? When you say trading opportunities, what do you mean by that? Let me get more context. Because every 5 minute binary, there's a trade opportunity. So when you say how many or what's the highest number of consecutive trading opportunities, be more specific. What do you mean? Damn good at math, the factor in them L's. Pick your profession, mathematician or behavioral scientist. We know which one pays more. Facts. That's a fact. Yeah, that's our occupation. Behavioral scientists. Behavioral scientific engineers. Okay, so trade opportunities that meet your criterion, MRMH, and parameters. The highest number. I mean, the highest number in a day. That's such a variable question because if you're asking me, like, I, I'm going off of what my actual observation is, like my observation time when I observe. I don't sit on the charts for 23 hours a day. So if I end up being in two trades in a week, that's a lot. Very rarely, if ever, would I see consecutive trades like back to back. Like here's one, boom, and then here's another one. Very rarely. So that's not something that is a common occurrence at all. And I'm glad that you got more specific with the question. Yeah, it doesn't. It's not a common thing at all in my observation. But again, that could have a lot to do with the fact that if I'm in a trade, I typically will step away. I'll step away from the platform, go do something, and come back. Or I may not come back. I'll step away and go do training or go do something else. I very rarely will just sit there and wait and see if another one comes. So yeah, but that was a fair question. That was a fair question. Yeah, I figured it out. Peter, thank you. Yeah, I like what Jake Farley's saying. She said that there's zero reason that you would be able to average one per week without skill and by making yourself available. Right. So there's zero reasons you would not be able to average one a week. I know she meant to put the not in there, but it ain't in there. My OCD. So Jay Carly is saying there's no reason why you can't average one every week. And she's 100% right. I average two per week, like accidentally. I'll spend time away from the charts, but on average, I'm getting at least two trades every week. On average. And understand that one trade a week, you making anesthesiologist money. One trade a week, you making more than your senator. One trade a week, you making more than the House Speaker. Okay? So Mr. Andrew, which pair is the wackiest? They all have their moments. The ones there are actually two markets that I probably would stay away from. They would be the Euro yen and the pound yen. And I'm talking about under the 5-minute binaries. You see here, you got Euro JPY and the GBP JPY. I would stay away from these two. I probably would stay away from the CAD, but again, this is me personally. I would stay away from these three. I would stick to one of the major pairs, the four major pairs that fall under the 5-minute binaries. So that's just my personal preference. There you go. And that's all it is. So you got to be you have to be ready when the trade ultimately comes, because when the market decides to do everything that we're looking and waiting for, and that trade sets up, that's it. That's the market handed it over to you. So if you stay ready, you'll be ready. Yep. Train yourself, develop your mindset. That's right. And this is why we train nonstop, like the way that we do. So, Maui Jeff, Mark has built a system. You don't take many trades. Once you're in position, you only need one or two trades a month to pay the bills. Let's say that again. Listen to that. So, see, this is what I mean. This is what I'm talking about. Maui Jeff is saying you don't even need one a week. If you averaging one every other week, I mean, look, you put yourself in position. Two trades a month is 5 figures a month. Are you making 5 figures a month right now? So, and he hit it on the head. It's about quality and scaling up your contracts, not quantity. Bingo. Yep. Yeah, I mean, two trades a week is a lot. But understand that if I average that without trying to do it. It just goes to show you how many opportunities there really are available when you just wait. Like, that's all it is. You know, in a bad week, I'll trade once. Like, on average. If I had to average it all out, and just over time, if I average out the number, like how many do you get in a week? If I average it out, it's more than 2. It's like 2.5. 2.5 a week. That's like, when I do my numbers at the end of the year, that's what it be. 2.5 trades a week. And I don't even realize that. Like, I really don't. Because I'm constantly doing something. So I have projects going on. I have, side things that I'm doing with other people, trying to help people with all types of stuff that's going on. So I'm doing things in multiple, accounts. Got my main account, then I got the account I use for projects. Then I might be doing 1 or 2 projects at the same time. Like, it's so many different things that I personally have going on. It's even more than that. But if you just talk about yourself and what this will mean for you, man, if you end up averaging 1 every other week, you're talking about a 6-figure income. So, yeah, man. Yeah, this is it right here. Too many times in the market, taking trades can cause greed. That's why we wait to receive them. Another key, and there's some of y'all know who you are. I gotta tell y'all to log out. Y'all send me a recording and you show me a trade that you entered. And what do I tell you to do? All right, log out now. Talk to you tomorrow. And you see, you get into the habit of doing that, then you're creating a good habit. Remember, the market ain't going nowhere. The market is here. It ain't going nowhere. It's going to be there tomorrow. It's going to be there later today. Market closes at 5 o'clock. Reopens at 6. Just from 7 o'clock until midnight, that's 5 hours. If you feel like coming back later to observe, come back later. Like, my recommendation is, if you entered into a trade, in the morning or the afternoon, log out. Just log out. If you the type that does too much, log out and don't come back until the next day. So, don't rush it, man. Take your time. Market ain't going nowhere. And I'm telling y'all. Matter of fact, let me just see something real quick. Let me take a look at, what's the day? Thursday? When was October 5th? That was Tuesday? All right, so this week I have 4 trades. It's like I didn't even know that. I'm looking now. I'm looking at my videos. I had 4 trades this week. I didn't even realize that. So that just goes to show you, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, I didn't have any trades. None. I was doing way too much stuff. I had stuff going on with the kids. I wasn't home. I wasn't stationary like I would like to be, because I like to chill when I observe. I couldn't really do that. I was moving around a lot. So I ain't do much. I ain't have no trades for like a week. This week, 4 trades. But again, see, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's not important. It's not important. What's important is that you are acquiring the knowledge. You are learning the process. You are building and putting yourself in position steadily over time. That's all that matters. Just take your time, man. Take your time. People, and I understand it's natural for people to look at numbers to try to figure out what they'll do. You don't know what you're going to end up doing. Like, to be honest with you, you don't know how much money you're going to make. I don't even set a plan for the year. Like I don't say, I want to make more than I made last year. I haven't been doing that, but consistently every year I make more. Every year. And what's so crazy is like I make more, but it seems like I'm doing less. I'm not doing a lot at all. Trust me when I tell you, I'm not doing a lot. All I'm doing is what we do. That's it. So it's not like I'm doing more than you. All I'm doing is not rushing the process and waiting. That's it. That's it. Yep. He said he need to elevate his game. Right. I mean, so much humility, right? so much humility. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yep. Yep. Take your time, man. Watch, watch a live. Watch a Coffee and Charts. 301, press play again. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to observe, record. See, that's another thing too. A lot of times, I tell you guys to record your observations. Many of you are doing that now, and I really appreciate that. I see when you post in the chat. I love it. Some of y'all are just recording and posting in the chat every day. Excellent. Continue to do that. Continue to do that. David, no trades since July, no trades planned over the next 2 months, training daily so I can wave to my boss by the end of next year. Come on, David. Look at that. See, now do you see how realistic that? Listen to his plan. That's a real plan. That's a realistic plan. He didn't say I'm gonna wave to my boss by the end of this year. Like it's October. He said by the end of next year. If you're going to make a plan, make the right plan. See? That right there sounds like he's right on track to just be consistent with the training, follow the instructions that he's given, and it's going to happen. See, it inevitably happens when you follow the instructions. He said no trades since July. No trades planned over the next 2 months. Listen, that's how you do this. He's giving himself the time to build the knowledge. Come on, man. Yeah, definitely feel him on that one. Rose say he started in August, no trades yet, and I'm good with that for now. See? See? No rushing. Ooh, look at ooh. In all humility, I make 6 figures. Let's go. Let's go. See, David want that time freedom though. So listen to what. So hold on. Wait. Let's not just skip over what David just broke down. So he currently makes 6 figures on his job, or I'm not sure what he does actually. Whatever it is that he does currently, he's already making 6 figures. His plan is to leave that and do this. And he set a plan for the end of next year. That's how you do it. Wow. That's how you do it. Come on now. Calvin, what's happening? Calvin said he's ready to come back. You know what it is, man. The door's here, forever open. Angel, collect the perfect trade, say thank you, and go. Market decides the numbers. Get on her timing and trust. Exactly. Exactly. It is. So that, I mean, that's what we do. That's what we do. Yeah, man. So, all right. So we did what, an hour and 40 minutes? Yeah, this was awesome today. Excellent stuff. Excellent stuff. Like for real. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna go get me a salad. Yeah, I'm doing salad all week this week, I believe. I'll do another salad today. Had a salad yesterday. It was banging. Give me some more salad today. Yeah, I did good today. I had a juice this morning. Kale, mango, carrot. I think it had apple and pineapple, strawberries. Yeah. Yeah, it was good, man. You know, get some nutrition in your body. Treat your body right. Yes, indeed. All right, so I'm gonna wrap it up. I will see you guys on the next live market observation, coffee and charts, or the podcast. All right, whatever I decide to do. This is Coffee and Charts, volume 37. Yes, indeed. All right, y'all know what it is. Mark Fuller, TeamAlliance. Checking out. Peace. Dom de Marco. Dom de Marco. Yo, Walker's stupid. He said, get you some fried okra. It's vegetables. All right, y'all, I'm out.